What do you do?
I'm an author, speaker, and consultant. So mostly I do workshops in corporations.
What's the content, though?
Leadership, sales, service. I like teaching sales, hate doing sales.
Leadership, sales, okay. And how long have you been doing that?
Over 25 years.
And have you always been a sole proprietor?
Well, for 25 years, yeah.
So you've been sole prop. No one's ever advised you to say when you're making that much money, you should be one of those entities over there?
I might have heard it along the way.
You what?
I might have heard it along the way.
But ignored it?
Yes.
Okay, and any other money you make?
No.
Any residual, passive, anything?
No.
Nope. How much money do you spend? All of it.
Yes.
Seriously?
All of it, yes. Yeah, and I've been just sucking out of my 401k for too many years now.
So you have 401k over here?
Mm-hmm.
And where did that come from? What kind of job?
That was like 30 years ago, so when I was working in the corporate world back then.
Okay, but you're living on more than you're making. So
Yes.
you are draining some of this to go over here?
Yes.
How much a month?
It's not a per month. It's been occasionally I would take like 10,000 out or 20,000.
As a distribution?
Yeah. I'm down to 60,000 now.
You're 60 over here?
Yeah. It was like 400,000. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. People do what they do.
Please no gas.
So notice
it doesn't help.
Notice this is a P&L, right? Her income and expenses, and then we're looking at her balance sheet. Okay, income expenses. Okay, so any other income, any other expenses? What's the primary expense? Do you have a mortgage? Do you rent?
No, continually investing in myself with the trust that it's going to return.
Okay, and now it will because you met us.
Yes, counting on that.
I know, right? So what other assets do you have? Do you own a home?
House.
Or what?
House.
You have a house?
Yeah, townhouse. Mm-hmm.
And how much is it worth? What's the equity?
Right at 500,000.
Okay, 500. And then down here, what do you owe?
155.
So you got a bunch of equity there. Okay, what else do you have in assets? Savings, cash, stocks, bonds, other real estate?
8,000 in savings. It's quickly going down there to the monthly.
Okay, what else? Do you have life insurance?
No.
Okay. What's your daughter do? Daughter? Son?
Yeah, she's a teacher. She's going back for her teaching certificate,
Is
actually.
she married?
Yes, yeah.
And you have grandkids?
Yes, 2 grandkids, teenagers, 13, 16.
Okay. 2 teenagers?
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to do any of this legacy work?
Absolutely.
Are you healthy?
Yes, very.
So no pre-existing conditions for life insurance or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
I do 50 sit-ups, 30 push-ups, and a 3-minute plank every morning.
Look at you. Good for you.
And I also practice karate. I'm very close to about a year away from testing for my black belt in karate.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, so I'm healthy,
Look at that. All right, so any other assets?
No.
Liabilities? Car?
Yes, credit card. So
Credit
I
card.
had 0 debt January 1st. And by April, with investing in myself again and my personal
So how
development.
much is your credit card?
God, I hate saying it. I've never had this.
Fine.
38,000. It's maxed.
That's not a lot.
Thank you for saying that. That's helpful.
No, so here's when I look at people that can do this, and that's all you owe, that's a weekend done right by the right coach and team.
Oh, I would love to be the 40,000 in 30 day.
Seriously.
I could, yeah, really.
Well, and there's a difference between that promise and then us getting it
And
done.
doing it, yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay. What else you have? Any other debt? Car?
Cards paid off. Oh.
Anything else? What else? What other questions, gentlemen?
I have an embarrassing one to say. The
Yeah,
embarrassing
no life
one
insurance.
is that I bought a lot of Iraqi dinar.
Whoops. You bought what?
A lot of Iraqi dinar.
Iraqi
Yeah,
dinar.
Iraqi dinar. All right, let's just test the room. Who else bought Iraqi dinar? Who has a Vietnam dong? How much? So where is it? In your safe?
Yeah.
In your mattress?
Sit as a place.
I have a
So
question.
how much you have, seriously?
10 million.
You have $1 million?
10 million.
10 million?
10,000.
So Wells Fargo, you can cash that back out. Wells actually is a brokerage for that. I mean, I don't know where you guys are, but the chances of a revaluation of the dinar, the Vietnam, I mean, there's other currencies. Plus, here's what's interesting just about currencies, right? Welcome to this other new world called digital, right? I mean, all this stuff's going to be very transactable by value or not. So, I mean, but if you needed 10, there's a place to go get it. And Wells is actually a fast, easy, low fee, turn it back in. Get 10 grand that you can do something else with besides just sitting around.
I also put 10,000 into a cash back, like the credit card where you get cash back.
What's that doing?
This is called Cashback World. It's doing nothing. It's just sitting there.
So you get rid of that too?
Yeah.
Can you get your money back out of that though?
I'd have to figure out how to do that. Not sure.
Okay, but you know, it's a crumb we have,
Mhm.
right? So you got 2 of those. Why are you laughing? It's true. I haven't either. All right, so this is what you have. What do you want? So now you're going to go dream here, girl. So what's your freedom day? How much money do you want to make? So
I
let's go
actually have not been able to say until somewhere between last night and this morning that I would like to be a millionaire.
Oh, good, good.
I've been
You've never
Wednesday.
said you
I didn't
wanted-
raise my hand Wednesday when you said how many of you want to be a millionaire.
So what has that shift in the few days?
Just opening up the blinders to the possibilities.
That is a possibility.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
All right. So then how much money you want to make?
Make as in the monthly thing.
No, well, monthly, but this is your annual, so you're doing around 10 grand a month.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to double that in the next year? Triple?
At least double, yeah.
So what's the number we're going to put up here? 250? 300?
If I stretch my ability, my thinking ability, my mindset, I would say 20,000 a month is a stretch.
All right, well, we're just going to do 300.
Okay.
I just decided that for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
This is what I need.
push.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we need a corporation, so we need an entity.
Escort.
We need a trust. So if you're going for $1 million, right, and you're going to need some life insurance, how come you never got life insurance before? Didn't think you needed it? How many of you don't
Yeah.
have life insurance?
I think I felt like if I had this and this, that the life insurance, I've had a mental thing about insurance that it's a ripoff.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. What else? Self-direct?
I was just going to ask, because in terms of making a decision on what to do with the money in your retirement account, since you've been taking distributions, I kind of have 2 questions. One is, are you able to keep the spending in line with the income outside the retirement account, or do you foresee in the next 12 months you're going to need to pull more cash out?
Well, it depends upon what I do for work. If I continue, and I like to have every coach, I have a team of coaches, and then out of the workshop I had like 4 other people that wanted to coach me as well. Had said, you are so close, you're like so close, and you just need this other piece. And although, as I said, I've taught selling skills, I hate to sell, so like in my talk, I'm a great presenter, but when it comes to the offer, I go weak.
Okay,
So I need help in that aspect.
right, so you make more money, this gets handled, right, to answer
Yes.
everyone's question, right? Okay. And, so what else would you want to do? Self-directed at this point, because she's 69. So age does come in on qualified plans, on required distributions and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to, that's the thing, so my thinking is this, we'll talk about this when I speak later today after lunch, but sometimes you're better off putting yourself in a position where you can't spend the money, right?
That makes sense?
Does that,
'Cause your
right? Sometimes we need to
your
force a little
behavior's not
discipline on
very-
ourselves. Does that make sense to you guys? And so there's a part of me that says, I want to take that money and have you invest it, and Laurel could give you some guidance on this to where maybe you can't touch it, so you're forced to come up with other ways. At the same time, we need a certain level of liquidity in the next couple of years, because
Just
you're
in
going to,
case.
just in case you're going to have to take distributions, right? And you want to have access to it. So it's a balancing act what we want to do. But see, this is the challenge, and this is really a great illustration of this. Why Wall Street doesn't work. Because the assets and the things that they tell you to invest in don't create any kind of lifestyle. So you said you started out with 400. You're at 60. You can start taking distributions 10 years ago. In 10 years, 400, I mean, think about right, and with the right strategies, we would have gone the exact opposite direction. That would be covering her lifestyle right now, had you been here. Not, and I'm not trying to make you feel, I'm just,
No,
I'm
that's
just pointing
okay.
out,
And
I
part of
want you
this
to
is
understand
learning
the
for the group
perspective
while
here.
we're working, right? So
Right.
it's multiple,
I
So
just
10
had
years
lost-
ago, this would be we'd be having a completely different conversation right now, right?
because that 400 could have been 1.2 million by now
I just kept losing and losing and losing and losing.
in the stock market.
Yeah, and I lost faith, and so this is actually in a cash account in Fidelity. I actually took it out and just put it in cash because I didn't know what to do with it.
You think that conversation is bad? Wait till Lee talks and tells you what the market really does. We're just not a fan. Wall Street is an interesting manipulated machine.
I
For the
understand that.
benefit of those who stand behind a license. We're all going to write a book called License to Steal. Right? Because they can lose all your money, but they get a license, they get a stand, right? We do a real estate deal and it goes south, you can sue me. Can't sue your stockbroker for screwing up 400,000 to 60,000. And the lack of accountability is what drives all of us crazy, right? It's unethical. Anyway, we won't get on that bandwagon. We're just going to get back to the solution.
I do feel surrendered to the point that if you told me to sell my house and to reinvest that money, I would do that.
No, you don't have to. Yeah.
I
Right?
can't rent anything for the price I pay for the mortgage.
Okay, so we'll assess the IRA.
So we just need to talk offline about that, I think, because there's different ways we can go, but I want a little better feel for the financial situation picture and talk about what would make
In
sense
more
for
detail.
you. Yeah, more detail.
But do you guys understand that the strategy would either be put it to work, right? So let's just do some easy math, because how we're going to teach you to have money rules, because we're not financial planners, right? These guys have certain level of licensing. So we teach you through scenarios. So we'll give you some scenarios, right? So if you took the 60 grand and you invested it at, 10%, call that whatever item on the board, right, that you could do is how much? 6,000, right? Divide by 12, right? 500, right? So that's 500 per month in cash flow. So again, this is kind of the same principle with debt. So if you had 60,000 in debt, you wouldn't pay off the debt because now you got nothing. You invest it and you live on the extra cash flow. So it's just kind of a forced principle is where Edwin's going with that. But if you really need it, then we do that. But you're also, active, healthy, right? And you start going for the real money, then this actually is going to be put away. You're not going to put it into an IRA. You're just going to put it into new investments, right? But because if you're already like just adding that income, can you imagine how much money per year is going to go to new investments?
No, I can't. I
Like
can't
100
see. I can't
let's
see it
just-
right.
Just in math, you're going to put 175. You're not changing your lifestyle. That's a big problem. A lot of people do. They change their lifestyle when they make money. So no lifestyle change. You're not buying any more stuff. But 175,000 in new assets. Now this 60, right? It gets added here.
Where'd
Now
the 175 come from? Sorry, I lost
you're
you.
going to make it.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Remember that part?
I'm not feeling the confidence at the moment. Yeah. Okay.
Right? So did you guys hit your 40 and 30? That's our 40 and 30 strategy right there. So will you just
Oh, awesome.
stand up, Carson, really quick here, give him a little mic, and congratulations. Yay, isn't that so awesome? So proud of you. Well done, awesome. And tell him how many tears, because we already talked about you, that, literally standing in tears going, holy shit, I can't do the table.
It was crazy. The first day we were here, we resisted the crap out of everything. And we had come in January, and then we had waited 3 months and came back. And the first day we were resisting everything. We went out to dinner, and it was the crappiest dinner ever, and we were just pissed. And then we walk in the next morning, and we're we want to do this, and we don't know how. And she said one thing to us, and we both burst into tears, me and my business partner. And we didn't know that
What
we
did
could
I
do
say?
it.
Which line was that? I'll use that again. I'm going to come back to that one.
I don't know what, it was just a combination of like, are you tired of the pain? Are you tired of being in your shit and like not making your dream come true? And you were on your first stage at 28 and I'm 28. And like, I know I can do it. We have incredible products and we're literally 30 days away from making $40,000. And we weren't calling the people that we needed to call. We weren't doing the actions that we needed to act. And we've been on the phone with this guy and now we have 2 S Corps that own our LLC. And we're getting the team that's doing our all of our banking and all of that stuff in 30 days. We've done that. And then now like and we've made $40,000. So
Look at that.
It's pretty crazy.
Isn't that awesome?
Awesome.
You know, sometimes we make up these strategies and they don't work. It's not because the strategy didn't work. The work didn't work, right? The work didn't get done. So well done. Well done. And doesn't it feel better? So the other part that was going on behind, which just because of your situation with her husband, is she actually was in total control of the LLC. Right? He actually had no access to the money. If anything would have happened to Jen, he would have been at zero. So that had to get fixed, right? And sometimes you just do weird things in partnerships and you just have to stop, fix the paperwork, clean it up. Same with like your credit. If you have bad credit, you just got to stop. It's like things have to get fixed and sorted, but now he has equal ability to do all the deductions and
And another thing that you said is do JV partnerships. And within the last 30 days, we've done 2 JV partnerships. And we did 2 online events this year. The first online event, we had 30 people. The second online event, we had 17 people. We're doing an online event this weekend, and we have 80 people. And it was from 2 JV partnerships, and I just got 5 more people walking in here into our event. And then we had another person say that your last event was so amazing that we did 2 weeks ago that we want to do an event in Tahoe and fill the room for you. And they're filling the room for us, and we're going in and working with their people. And that was because you said, do JV partnerships. Who do you know? And we were completely blinded because we were scared of the money. And then as soon as we jumped in and we were
sitting there, I said, who do you know? They're like, nobody.
And
I'm like,
okay, so literally,
you know somebody.
We put our credit card down, and somebody that was gonna do a $15,000 program with us texted us after we put the money down, 30 seconds after we put the money down, and we made $15,000. And like that, it was
But it's that
crazy.
intense. Like, I don't think you guys realize that's the part of the secret that is you had to commit and then it showed up.
Yep,
That money would have never shown up.
right,
And it was jumping.
right.
Yeah,
So it's
so-
crazy.
Well done. Awesome. Yeah.
You know Garrett White? I was just at his event. I've seen his little testimonies, but never met him. And, you know, they were asking me what I do and how can I give instant financial freedom in regards to living in the country or not. And I did a little 20-minute thing. And somebody said, well, you know, I don't do the closing for people. They said, why not? You're me. And I said, you could, you know, no one could afford me. And they said, well, how much would you charge to actually be the person closing our client? I said, I'd charge $1 million. And 2 people were just like, done and done, you know, like out of the room.
Yeah.
They're like, that's crazy, you know, like meaning I have other people do that.
Yeah.
But they're like, but what would it cost to have you talking to my people? So
To closing.
I said, there are, you know, 2 people already, so 100% of the people so far that book those appointments. That's just a paradigm shift of,
Yeah. Yep.
you know, jump.
40,000 in 30 days. I'm so excited.
That's why I moved from Hawaii to Wentfield.
That's why I wanted you to hear what's possible. So
Yeah,
when you
thank
look
you
at
for
this
coming.
number, so you look at this number and get to this number, it's just doing the right things. And it's not building a better webinar, it's not building another book, it's not doing any of those things. Those things have nothing to do with how this is going to happen. And literally one weekend, right? Wouldn't you agree now that you've done a weekend? She got $38,000 credit card, it'll just be gone. But we aren't going to pay it off. See, that's what's going to be different. Just because
That's
you don't
okay. I
like
get
that,
that. That's okay,
as long
yeah.
as that's a low cost of money, you know, a couple points or 0 points, if we can transition it to 0, then that's just free. But see, then you have this weird psychology, but it's debt. It's free debt. It's free money. Because let's put $38,000 to work. See, for you to be a millionaire, you've got to make it, and we got to get a bundle put away, right? So year 1, if that's the goal, so year 60 would make 66, and then we're going to add 175. Now we're going to go again. We're going to compound that. Maybe this becomes 500. Now this becomes another 200. Do you see how a 3 to 5 year plan? It's possible.
Yeah, I absolutely can see that, yeah.
It's possible to get to your million, but this is no lifestyle changes. It's growing a company and putting that money to work as fast as you can. Does that make sense on her sequence and how that plan would work differently? So, you know, most people would look at this and say, well, there's no way you'd be a millionaire at 69 years old. Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
You're just going to go get to work,
Yes.
right? And let's be honest, do you love this work?
Yes. Yes. I love it. It is my passion to speak. Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
then you just do a whole bunch of it, and then you're going to get a team around you, and then you just keep going. And, right? This is the 3 to 5 year millionaire plan. This is the big problem. Well, and then you don't have an entity, and you live in California, and then you don't have a trust, and you don't have your IRAs. And at this point, what would you do with qualified money with her, other than an HSA maybe? Because
You're
she's
probably on
69.
Medicare, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so the HSA is out, but, the qualified plan could make a lot of sense, because here's one of the things, and again, this would be more of a conversation. One of the great things about self-directed retirement accounts is that, believe it or not, the government said if you don't have enough money in your account to do an investment or make an investment, your account is allowed to borrow it. So it's a legal backdoor to the contribution limit. So understand, the government has given us an account, one way that we can make income and never pay tax again, and they gave us a backdoor to get an unlimited amount of money into that account. Start to see how we can use other people's money to build an income stream that is 100% tax-free for us, right, your kids, for the rest of our lives. That's pretty powerful. The reason why I say all that is because there is this little tax. It's kind of a nuisance tax. And if you do that deal in an IRA, you borrow the money in an IRA, that's where the tax comes in. But we do that deal, that same transaction, in a qualified plan like the solo 401k, rules are different, tax doesn't apply, doesn't come into being. So I can eliminate the tax, and you could leverage transactions inside that account, and we could build a future income stream 100% tax-free. We can string that, I can
And
make
then
that happen.
And that's legacy work for your daughter.
Yeah.
Which I would have her then come along to the table eventually. Let's get this moving. But then you're not going to build this, become a millionaire, and hand it to an uneducated daughter.
Right, right.
So she's coming along.
And granddaughters.
And
I mean, I would,
grandkids.
yeah,
Yep.
I didn't know if an adult child could also be part of.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's a family deal. Okay.
On the insurance, I totally, I have an insurance license. It's part and parcel of estate planning. And personally, it is a little bit, it's repugnant, because it's like gambling against my own life. But, and so I always hated getting insurance until I started 30 years ago being in the education process, and I was learning from financial people that I was looking at it the wrong way. It's leveraged money to get a bunch to my heirs, and if it's drafted properly, usually with an ILET, an irrevocable life insurance trust, I can borrow money out of it, so I get
You become
the
your own
use
bank.
of it.
And you use use
So
insurance as a bank
it
to yourself.
still rubs me the wrong way because I'm gambling against my own life, but the biggest investors in insurance policies are the banks and corporate America. They put life insurance because, if this VP gets hit by a car, we need $5 million on them. No, they're investments. They're not really to replace that executive. It's in the guise of replacing that executive.
They get $5
But
million bucks upon death.
Yeah, even if they leave, they already have this insurance policy for $5 million on that executive, and then the next one, we need key man insurance on that, guy or gal, and do it again. Those are huge, great investments. And these other things are first, but if you want to really give your heirs a leg up, after this gets straightened up, in about 9 months from now, you'll probably want to add that component as an investment. It's not covering your life. It's making an investment for your heirs.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. So one thing to think about is, you know her better than we do, is would she just say yes and share the table tuition with you? Or would you just do it and it's a gift and she's coming along?
It's a gift, and she's coming along.
Okay. All right. So you doing the table?
I am in.
All right. Look at that. Here she goes. She just said it. Woohoo! All right, young lady.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. All right. So what'd you guys learn? So I'm going to have you, so you said yes, and you're shaking your